Hello, I'm Mr. Knots. Welcome to Knot on My Boat. Marlinespike seamanship, cutting tools. We will always have the need to be able to cut line and do work with a rigging knife. This is a rigging knife that I own. It's got the all-important lanyard hole. It has a blade that locks in the open position, so it cannot close accidentally on your hand. It has a locking Marlinespike. And so the Marlinespike will open. We use this to loosen knots. We use it to tighten knots, and it's just a very useful tool. I have poked holes in wood with this to get a drill bit started. So lots of uses here. All of these knives have a unique way to unlock, and this one, if you pull this open to the 90-degree position, it will unlock the blade and the spike. This is your shackle wrench right here. So if you have a shackle like this, it will have a flat spot right here, and you'll be able to put this over that flat spot and open your shackle. So you're always carrying this with you, and you don't have to go below and find another tool to do that. And of course, the all-important adult beverage bottle opener. Those are the important features of a good rigging knife, starting with a lanyard hole. Scissors. You're always going to have a need for scissors. These are Fiskars, F-I-S-K-A-R-S. You can get these in any Walmart, any fabric store. Inexpensive. If you drop them overboard, or when you drop them overboard, you're not going to be heartbroken. These are Kai, K-A-I. You can see kaiscissors.com. Now, this is model 7240AS. And this is for aramid fibers. This has got micro serrations on it. Let me see here. Right here on this blade right here, it has micro serrations. This is a straight blade. This is wicked sharp. It'll cut through just about anything. A bit expensive. So unless you're doing unless you're doing some really major stuff, you may want to stay away from these. Anytime you're cutting synthetic fibers, synthetic line, synthetic material, it will dull your scissors very, very quickly. One of the nice things about the Fiskars scissors is you can get a sharpening device that you can sharpen these scissors in the field. Other rigging knives, this is my carry rigging knife right now, Mirachon. It's nice and flat. It's a little on the heavy side, but here again we have the locking blade, we have the locking spike, and we have the slot to loosen shackles. I like this because it's flat, and I'm using it as a clip into my pocket. I don't have a lanyard on it right now. I'm probably going to build a lanyard sometime here in the future for this particular one. Here's another one. This is available at West Marine. It locks in the open position. Now this is showing you the very traditional sheep's foot design for rigging knives. Sailor's knives typically are a pointed knives, where riggers carry something that has a flat point and a straight flat blade. It can be opened one-handed if you master this wrist flipping technique, and it can clip to a pocket. Now this is Nancy's rigging knife, and it's very inexpensive. Here's another one a friend of mine uses. This is Calamus, I think. A nice thing about this one is quick opening. Let me do that again so you can see this quick opening design. A little fancy knot work here on the end of it to help identify it in your rigging kit. This is not a rigging knife, but it's a nice little pocket knife. It's got the pocket clip. A friend of mine uses this Boy Scout knife. It's got a couple of extra blades, a leather punch, a bottle opener, a screwdriver, a can opener, and of course the Boy Scout blade. It is not a locking blade, but if you got it, use it. We'll go ahead and close that all up. Multi-tools. Multi-tools will always have blades on them. This particular one has got a half straight, half serrated. So some people like serrated blades. I personally prefer a straight blade. You have to make that decision. It does lock in the open position. So this is a nice feature about this. You're going to have this on your belt all the time, and so you'll have access to that. This happens to be a Gerber. Now, my primary rigging knife here is a Meerschaum, and this is a Meerschaum. Now, if you're doing a lot of work and a lot of heavy work with big cordage, you may want to use a fixed blade knife. That way, you're not always opening it. You're not always worried about dropping it or anything. Same thing, lanyard hole, shackle wrench here. This has got the sheep's foot blade, but notice it's got a slight curve to it. I hope you can see that. Let me see if I can. It's got a slight curve to it. I like a slight curve to my blade like this. I'm not a huge fan of the straight blade that this one has. Nice knife, very sharp. It's got a good handle, a good grip. Feels good in the hand. Now this one also comes with a Marlinespike. And so it's got this same shackle pin right here. You got a bit more leverage with this one. You got a bit more leverage. A nice Marlinespike. And you could also use that as a lanyard point. Now, my final knife here is not really a rigging knife, but I really liked it a lot. This is a knife designed to be out in the field. I like the curve of the blade here. It's got a really great handle. It really feels good in the hand, and I use this in the field, and not necessarily rigging, but it has to do double duty for me. This is an Avery. It was made up in North Carolina, but this was custom made for me. So that's all I have for tools. We'll have more tools probably tomorrow. And if you have any questions, let me know, and I'll be happy to try to answer them. I'm Mr. Knots, not on my boat.